conquest of the far west began when the wheels of covered wagons cut deep ruts in the prairie sod, pioneering transportation over vast distances where danger lurked in every grinding mile. Undaunted by the elements, those courageous settlers pushed on, blazing trails that became roads over which the stagecoaches were to roll. There were bitter rivalries between the stage lines competing in the transportation of passengers, express, and mail. The struggle to gain franchise and monopoly was often marked by bloody conflict between the rivals. One of the most colorful chapters in the history of the West is a story still told by old-timers who remember the fight between the Harding Stage Lines and the Redmond Transportation Company.
Hi, Jeff. You're ahead of time. What are you trying to do? Beat the schedule?
I'm going to prove to Harding that he's hired the best driver that ever ramrodded a four-in-hand.
Jeff ain't joking. He's just as good as that brother of his, and I ought to know. I've rode guard with both of them.
Speaking of that brother of mine, he hasn't been by this way, has he?
Yeah, Sunset was by early this morning. But he rode over to find about that shortcut through Cottonwood Canyon.
You haven't got some hot coffee inside, have you?
Yeah, plenty of it.
Well, then pour a cup of it down Mac's gullet. He's been yelling for coffee ever since we missed out on it at the last station.
I better not, Jeff. You know Mr. Harding's orders. I'm not supposed to leave this stage, especially with that currency we're carrying.
Oh, go ahead, Mac. One watchdog's enough to guard it.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff! How about when you whistle, you old dust eater?
I don't care if I do.
Howdy, Ramsey.
Here. Go ahead, kill it.
Here's mud in your eye.
How does it feel to be able to take a drink whenever you want it? After 3 years on a rock pile. I didn't mean nothing. Forget it.
See that you forget it. Let's see if you can still handle a gun.
Here comes Sunset.
Boo. Hello, Jeff. Isn't that your stage running loose?
Yeah, the team stampeded.
Well, grab a couple horses and follow. strongbox is missing.
Must have been jostled off somewhere along the road.
This wasn't jostled off. The stage was stopped and the strongbox taken off. Fresh tracks of a couple of horses. How'd you let it get away from you? Where were you?
Well, I just left it for a minute.
We're just wasting time. You boys take the stage back into town. I'll see if I can pick up their trail.
Hello, Jeff.
Hello yourself, Princess.
We'd better be ready to do some tall talking.
I'll do all the talking, Mac.
Anything wrong, Jeff?
Now don't you start worrying or you'll put wrinkles in that pretty face.
Did you see Sunset?
He'll be along pretty quick.
You're late.
I wish that was all, Mr. Harding. We lost the strongbox.
What was it, a holdup?
Sunset's out trailing him.
Mr. Harding, there's something I think you ought to know.
What is it, McLean?
It's about that runaway that caused all the trouble. You see, we pulled into Roaring River Station.
Jeff? McLean's story is a direct accusation against you. Suppose you tell me your side.
I haven't anything to say, except that he's a liar.
He sounded pretty straight.
I figured you'd say that. The word of a fellow who served time doesn't mean very much.
That has nothing to do with it, son. Nobody's accusing you of anything because of your past mistake.
Do you deny leaving the stage while I was in transit and drinking with one of Redmond's men?
All right, suppose I did leave the stage for a couple of minutes. I didn't know the horses were gonna stampede.
Dad, Sunset's here.
Sunset, you got it.
Yeah, I interrupted them before they could break it open. That's one of them across the saddle. The other one got away.
Well, Lewis, take care of the body.
Sunset? McLean accuses Jeff of deliberately starting that runaway at the relay station.
That's right. You're a liar.
Take it easy. Mr. Harding, has Jeff had his say?
My side don't count. If you want to fire me, go ahead. Get it over with.
Wait a minute. Mr. Harding hasn't said anything about firing you.
I hadn't thought of it. Since your brother seems rather anxious to leave my employ, perhaps it's a good suggestion. This isn't the first time that he's disregarded my orders. And in this business, it's too risky to have someone working for you who isn't dependable.
Well, that suits me. No matter what happened, I'd be blamed for it anyhow.
Now, Jeff, have you forgotten that a parole man must have a job?
Or be kicked back in the stone house, huh? You'd like an excuse to take me in, wouldn't you?
No, son. That's the last thing I'd want to do.
Well, get this and get it straight. Nobody'll ever send me back. Nobody.
Jeff. You hot-headed knothead. You always reach out for it, don't you?
Oh, what's the difference? He'd have booted me out anyhow. He only hired me in the first place because you crammed me down his throat.
They're all twisted up, Jeff. He hired you because you're the best stage driver in 7 states.
That doesn't seem to mean much to Harding.
Ah, forget it. I'll fix everything up and you can take the stage out tomorrow.
Thanks just the same, but it's no go.
What chance has a jailbird got anyhow? All they do is try to smear you.
Or to give you a good walloping for thinking that.
Do you think you're big enough, Shorty?
All right. Promise me you won't do anything until you hear from me.
Sure.
See me at the palace later.
Okay, Sunset.
My setup was perfect until you let your temper run away with you and walk down on Harding.
Redmond, I don't lick anyone's boots. And what's more, no one pushes me around.
Oh, no? Well, maybe there's something you've forgotten.
Oh, no, I haven't. You got me out of the pen.
Well, just keep on remembering that. And also that you were released on probation into my custody.
You rolled the hoop and I jumped through it.
That's right.
And if I renege, you slap me back into jail.
So fast it'll make your head swim. One more trick like you pulled today and I'll turn
Edmund, I'm never going back to that place. And I'll kill anyone who tries to send me.
Before you make any more threats, suppose you take a look over that curtain.
I'd be pretty dumb if I competed with a scattergun on my back. You mind having your shotgun man step out? I'd like to have a look at him.
So you can find out who he is and kill him? Oh, no, kid. This is where my trick really becomes smart. You'll never find out who's behind that shotgun, but one thing you can be sure of, he'll be watching you every minute to see that you don't get out of line.
Hello, Sunset.
Hello, Curly. Jeff been in?
Haven't seen him. Seems kind of funny, you two fellows being on the opposite side of the fence.
What are you talking about?
Jeff has gone to work for some Redmond.
You got things wrong. Jeff's not hooked up with that outfit.
It's not.
I work for Redmond. Anything wrong with that?
Nothing, except the men he hires should stick to stagecoach business. What is...
Just what do you mean by that?
Nothing? Nothing at all, except you look like one of the men I run across, tinkering with the strong bucks that didn't belong to them.
You can't get away with that.
How many is Sunset playing with?
2.
Is that all? Well, that's different. Go ahead. Go on in and join the massacre. That brother of mine sure knows his knuckle work. Nice going, Sunset.
I've been waiting for you.
Looks like you kept kind of busy while you were waiting.
You have. Look what you did in my place.
That ought to take care of the damage, Curly.
Call again, Mr. Carson.
What started it, Sunset?
Ramsey said you were working for Redmond. I called him on...
I'm afraid you had a lot of knuckle work for nothing. He was right. I'm already on Redmond's payroll.
But I've everything fixed with Harding. You know what you're getting into? Redmond and every man that works for him is as crooked as they come.
Maybe they're the kind I belong with.
There you go, hammering at yourself again. You're not going to work for Redmond and won't let you.
Look, Sunset, I'm tired of you telling me what to do. I'm fed up with it.
When you talk like that, you're just begging me to knock some sense into you.
I wouldn't try it if I were you.
I'm beginning to wonder if all the others were right. And I was wrong about you.
You figure it any way you want to. Only from now on, lay off of me.
Got something on your mind, Jeff?
Redmond, I'm clearing out of this country.
Not a bad idea. Later, but not now.
I said now.
Starting to get out of line again. Jeff, there are two things I want you to do for me, and then you're free to go.
All right. What are they?
First, there's the race for the mail contract. It's me or the Harding Line. The loser goes smash. You're gonna drive for me and win.
You're forgetting about the Benson coach, aren't you? You know they're in the race, too.
Don't worry about them. It's all been taken care of. The fact that you're driving against your own brother wouldn't make any difference, would it?
Why should it? What else?
A little matter of a bullion job.
Behind a mask, huh?
That's right. Oh, and one thing more. Don't try to run out. If you should be lucky enough to get past my shotgun man, I'll notify every sheriff in the country that you've broken parole. And you know what that means.
Hello, Jeff.
Hi, Nancy. Where's Sunset?
He left last night with Dad. Anything I can do?
He isn't driving the stage through, is he?
No. But suppose he is.
Oh, nothing. Only driving stage is pretty risky business with all the trouble that's been going on.
Is there any reason to suspect more trouble, Jeff?
No, not that I know of. I'll catch up with Sunset later. So long, Princeton.
Is Sunset driving that stage?
I couldn't find out for sure, but I've got a hunch he is.
Did you find out anything else?
No. Nancy was pretty cagey.
All right, get going.
out here yet?
Oh, why, no, Miss Nancy. It's not due for another 30 minutes.
Well, thanks, Ed. I'll see you later.
All right, come back here. Better ride after her and see what she's up to. What did you tell her?
Why, just what you said.
Time up.
Nancy, what are you doing here?
Something's wrong at the relay station.
What do you mean? Well, so they're waiting on us, huh? How about sneaking up on them? Then we can nab them.
Can't risk it. We might lose the bullion. If we did, it about ruin the Harding outfit.
Sunset's right. I can't afford another robbery. I'd lose all my shippers. What do we do?
Transfer the bullion into the wagon. Take it through Indian Pass.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Sunset, I want to talk to you. Help me down. I'm afraid Jess is mixed up in all this.
We can't say anything about it to your father and the sheriff until we're sure.
Sunset, you've got to do something.
I think I've got an idea. Mr. Harding, you and Tom take the wagon on over the pass. The rest of us will continue on to the relay station and draw them off.
Let me go with you, Sunset.
No. You take the deputy's horse back into town. Stay off the main road.
That girl tipped him off. They're taking a go by wagon over Indian Pass.
Are you sure?
I watched them. Harding and the sheriff are taking the stuff over Indian Pass. Sunset and a couple other hombres are bringing on a stage to fool us. Get mounted. We'll hit that wagon before it gets through the pass.
We'll pull in by those rocks and we'll make a stand for it.
Outlaws. They're heading for Indian Pass.
How many were there?
4 or 5. One of them rode in and said the wagon was carrying gold.
Let's go.
Sunset. Sunset. Have you seen Jeff?
Why, no.
We've got to find him.
What's wrong now?
The sheriff's looking for him. You know Jeff will never be taken alive.
I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. Looks like you're going out after big game, Tom.
It's the kind I don't like to hunt, Sunset. I'm going after your brother.
On what charge?
Do I have to tell you?
Do you think he was leading the gang that hit us today?
I'm pretty sure.
But not sure enough to turn him in. Look, Tom, I was closer to that bunch than you were when they made their getaway. If Jeff had been with him, I would have recognized him.
Sunset's right.
About what?
About Jeff. He couldn't have been out there.
Why not?
Because I saw him when I came back to town.
See, Tom, that proves you're wrong.
An alibi like that kind of stops me. He couldn't have been in two places at once, could he?
Hardly.
I guess I'd better get my eyes examined. Well, I reckon that saves me a trip out to Charlie Joe's.
Thanks, Nancy.
What are you going to do?
Take a little ride out to Charlie Joe's.
Good luck.
Is my brother in there?
Wouldn't find out.
Hi, Sunset.
I'd like to talk to you alone.
Sit down. No use offering you a drink.
Jeff, the thing I've been afraid of happened today.
Yeah? What's that?
The two of us having to shoot at each other.
I didn't know it happened.
Your mask slipped. While you were after that bullion. The next time we might not be so lucky.
Maybe there won't be any next time.
There will be, unless you pull out, now.
I wished I could, but I can't.
Why not? Why can't you leave?
There's a reason.
Don't be a fool. Get out while you can. Stick around here, you'll be picked up, along with these other Redmond crooks.
I forgot to tell you boys. This brother of mine's got eyes in the back of his head. Looks like you'll have to play it your way, and I'll play it mine.
Means we're all through pulling punches.
Adios, Sunset.
He knows too much, Jeff.
Look at him ride. That brother of mine sure makes a picture in the saddle. Redmond, Sunset's got plenty of ideas about that bullion raid.
Is that so?
Yeah, enough to try to get Jeff clear out of the country ahead of the sheriff.
Jeff won't try to skip. Where's Carson now?
I left Charlie Joe's just after he did. Took a shortcut through Pike's Canyon.
When you had him down there, why didn't you do something about it?
I tried to, and I almost ended up with daisies growing on my face.
Next time, throw your gun on his back when you try it.
I see what you mean.
happened, Sunset?
He tried a little bushwhacking.
That's Ramsey, one of Redmond's renegades. He'll never pull another when you got him dead center. Say, I'll go get the coroner.
Sunset.
You see, Shorty? You really need me around. What's the matter? Slipping? No one's ever been able to draw a bead on your back before.
Guess I'm not myself, Jeff. Makes it kind of hard to forget what's between us.
I don't think we ever will, Sunset. See you at the race tomorrow.
I don't have to tell you how much this means to Nancy and myself. But I want to say before you start that it means more to you than you realize, Sunset. If you win this race, you're a full partner in the Harding line.
Jeff, every chip I own is stacked on you to win this race.
Yeah, I know. You told me that before.
And don't forget, that shotgun's going to be following you from the time you start till you cross the finish line.
And don't you forget, Redmond, when it's over, I'm pulling out of here. That's part of the bargain.
Sure, sure. Well, I guess that's all we have to talk about. It's almost time for the race to start.
Good luck, Sunset.
Drive a good race.
Are you ready? Get
You did it, Sunset. You did it.
You drove a great race, partner.
That word partner sure sounds good to me. Some business to attend to. I'll be right back.
Curly, give me a drink.
Drinks around the house. Mr. Hardy said he'll set him up if Sunset won the race.
I'm paying for my own.
Did Jeff know you were hidden in his coach? I said, did Jeff know you were hidden in his coach?
I ain't talking.
He'll talk to me. Sunset, I didn't have anything to do with what this coyote tried to pull. But he's telling me who put him up to it. Who told you to pull a dirty trick like that? Redmond?
We're both working for the same man, ain't we?
So it was Redmond. You've always been right about everything, Sunset. The trouble with me, I've got a habit of listening to the wrong people. But one thing you can depend on. I'm doing what you wanted. I'm pulling out of here in just about an hour. I'll look you up before I leave.
Jill.
Sunset.
You know who it was, Jeff?
The man. Shotgun. He... You were right, Sunset. My time was running out. Plenty fast. You know, I'd have still won that race if I hadn't been so busy watching you fight that coyote on top of the stage. So long, Shorty.
Stay there and cover me. You may have another job to do in a minute. know, Sunset. It was a great race. I want to congratulate you.
I didn't come here to talk about that. Jeff was just down.
Yes, I know. That's tough.
It's going to be tougher for the fellow that did it. Your shotgun man. Jeff told me to watch that curtain.
Remember, the new shortcut takes you pretty close to Greensburg.
They say they've got the hitch in a sky pilot over there.
You don't say. Maybe Nancy and I'll stop by and say hello.
Good idea. That'll keep the partnership in the family.
Ha!